Hey folks, so next up we have jarda.malina versus ENEVION. If you go to this link, by the way, give me 1 second here, because I know multiple people are curious about what's actually on this link. This is it. I don't know why ENEVION has opted to have this here, but pretty cool. Sure, why not? Feel free to spam all the good GIF action. It's a good representation of the current state of CNC ladder, I guess. But yeah, we'll go into this match. GDI mirror matchup. We got Jarda versus ENEVION. Should be interesting. ENEVION insta deployed. Jarda's actually moving his Conyard, which I prefer. Although a bit of an awkward position. Looks like he moved over a tile to the right. Doing this enables you to go like power plant. You can actually put your racks here and get a ref above it, and then have a well protected war factory in this position. Jarda opening with 2 racks is very weird. Okay, he's gonna be able to outproduce his units. ENEVION also opening 2 racks. What is going? What? Since when did GDI players start opening power plant 2 racks? I mean, it's the only reason why you'd want 2 racks is for faster infantry production if you're planning to spam a lot of them early on, or if you want to try and hold against early like Gren wave pressure. But it's a bit of a waste of an investment in terms of power, time, build order. But aside from that, Jarda here is on 2 ref, and ENEVION's on 2 ref. Very weird that they both went 2 racks as well. I'm not quite sure what the thinking is behind this. It looks like ENEVION's going to be able to push in through the bottom here and take out the Conyard if he moved his units. If he moved these units a second earlier, this Conyard would be gone. But he hasn't, so he's focusing on his build order, I guess. He's on 3 ref going up towards the top, whereas Jarda's up to 4 ref now. Just managed to put units here to hold this. Quite unfortunate. It was a good opportunity there for ENEVION. Kind of blew it. 4 ref. So he's a whole ref behind in terms of his build order. He invested quite heavily in that early Gren pressure and it just didn't work out for him. Jarda got 3 refs in the top field. Not really a good option. He's going to mine this out super quick at this rate. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's on to 5 ref versus 5 ref. 6 refs, so Jarda's going super heavy on the eco. Like, GDI players can do this. Like, you can get up to 8 ref on this map. Like, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before getting a war factory, especially in the GDI mirror. But it's super greedy, and you need to have very clear vision of what your opponent is doing. And Jarda does not have that. The other option that this enables you to do is if you don't want to go with a war factory build, you can go heavy Orca. It could work out. But again, you need to have vision of what your opponent is doing. Neither player's being like ENEVION's not being very aggressive in this match. Jarda's doing a lot of pressure with Grens, which is proving effective. Again, I've seen this in a couple of replays recently, Jarda, where he's focusing so much on getting power. It's not really worth the investment of losing all his Grens to it. It can be rebuilt super quick. This one hero Gren, though. Oh, he's going to get out the Harv in it. No! Oh, I would be so tilted at that point. Wow. So you do see the War Factory coming up. There is at least 1 Humvee on the field. Here it is. But yeah, Jarda doing as expected. Went heavy eco. Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Had 8. He's down to 7 now. Just rushing straight past ENEVION's defenses. He's going to take out the War Factory. Forces the sell straight away. This is like, you gotta be careful with your War Factory placement, even in GDI mirror matchups. Getting the power again. Just going for the Harv now. If he gets the ref with the Harv in it, it'd be sweet. There it is. They're now evenly traded on that front. Not sure about getting 2 refs here. Also, definitely not sure about having 5 Raxes. Unless Jarda's going to spam the absolute shit out of Grens, it's not going to work. ENEVION now switched to Orcas, which is really cool. Been a while since I've seen a GDI mirror, let alone a GDI mirror where one of the players actually opts to go for Orcas. Can be very effective against GDI players. I used to do it a lot. It's going to take out all the top eco here of ENEVION. Oof. 4 orcas coming in. Not going to be enough to take that out. Should have kept it. Opponent needs 6 orcas, I think. 6 or 7? I think it's 6 if they don't attack it. Or if the opponent doesn't repair it. 7 to be sure. Could have kept it, but it forced Jarda to sell, so now Jarda's going to go all in on the heavy Grens. Heavy Grens versus orcas is a good counter. Because you tend to just get all your Grens here and absolutely wreck the orcas. The thing I would say for ENEVION is if you are going mass orcas, you need to spread out your pads. If you have them all clumped together like this, as soon as your opponent gets on top of these are all dead. Whereas if you have like one here, one here, one here, one up here, and you keep all your orcas on the one hotkey, then they've got a better chance of survivability throughout the match in general. It's too many Raxes, man! He's floating 5k, you can just keep spamming infantry, I guess. But ENEVION still has his Conyard, so he has Grens, he has Orca. He needs to get like more infantry here, this is the important part. But he seems to just be half asleep and not doing that. What is going on? Gonna lose his racks. He's down to 1 racks. He's down to 2 racks, sorry. He's spamming them, but I guess they're all coming out the wrong position for him. Meanwhile, ENEVION seems to be focusing down the power of Jarda, which isn't a bad move because he's got the orcas and the Raxes can take quite a beating. But he needs to get all of these Grens up here and defending his stuff properly. But looks like he's gone on the counter-offensive down here. Jarda does not have vision at the bottom of the map. Another reason why having vision is super important. Oh, this is so bad. Like, if ENEVION held this better, he could be in a very strong winning position. But these Grens are just going to come straight down and obliterate this. Both players losing a lot of stuff unnecessarily. And here comes ENEVION. He's going to get this ref with no harvester in it. Absolutely worthless. And now he's going to play it through the pads. 1. Also going to get this Rax. 2. Still has the Rax up here, so he's holding it a little bit. These Grens again. All of his offensive forces this match have just been sitting idle and not actually doing the damage they need to do. Like, if these were in here, this base would be dead. There'd be no eco going on here. But instead, he's just sitting back with the Grens doing nothing. Losing his Raxes, like, it's very poor. Would expect much better from ENEVION. And they're all clumped together, they're just dead. Maybe it was just a last ditch effort. I imagine ENEVION was probably tilted at this point. But looks like Jarda's going to take the win here. Should he have? Up for debate. I mean, he had the heavy eco start. ENEVION invested quite a lot into the orcas, and Jarda just happened to have all the Raxes in position. It wasn't even a fact that he chose that strategy in response to the orcas, because he didn't have vision of any of this. So it's just a little bit of a look at the draw scenario, I think, here for Jarda, but he's managing to bring it home, so fair play to him. He's gonna take the points here of ENEVION. Very weird. Like, this is kind of why it's strange to see ENEVION currently up into 2nd place, 3rd place on the ladder. Like, he's been grinding a lot of games, but against people with low standards, so he's just like getting the points easily. Like, the play style here of ENEVION is poor for anyone in the top 10. Sorry to say it, but it's just the facts. But yeah, Jarda's gonna bring this one home. Not much trouble. No pads left. And you can come in here and finish it. Yeah, there's no more eco for ENEVION. And soon there's not going to be a Rax. GG, Jarda's going to take it. Interesting game. Fun to see GDI mirror. Not a lot of players this season playing GDI. It's nice to see Orca play, but very few players know how to do it right, and it can be quite difficult to actually execute versus like a 3-ref 2 War Factory build. This mass racks thing that Jarda did, I don't think it was necessary because he wasn't producing his units that quickly, or he wasn't focusing enough on it early on. As it went towards the later game, it happened to work out for him, I think. But yeah, interesting game. Fun to see some GDI v GDI. GG's, boys.
Battle control terminated.